So yeah, man, you're in this ready, good. This is just not normal huntsman behaviour. Oh, you don't see this, bro. Oh, maybe I'm confusing him. Don't go up the top, man. It's hot up there. It's not like normal husband behaviour. Yeah, how we going up there, dude? Yeah, I guess that's the other way. Good job. Something's freaking me out because he keeps moving. I'm not supposed to see him move. I never see him move. That's the whole thing. And this dude is like... Alright, I'll try and I'll basically show this up again myself for about 3 minutes to try and explain, or just to document the reason, or, yeah, why I was moved to quickly put this footage together, and what I'm trying to explain the pieces of the puzzle as I'm seeing them. So this was just before I put this was just before the bee footage, and I spoke about this huntsman came near me to die the night before. This would have been around Anzac Day, 25th of April, right? Now, after this, the huntsman didn't die. I thought he died. He stayed in that position, right, for about 2 days. He was even sort of half bunched up, and I'm like, oh, he's definitely, he's died. He's dead for sure. Because at first, each time I went to cook there, he would move and it would sketch me out. I'd be like, hey, don't move. And he's got an orb on him right from here as well, which is interesting. Point is, a couple of days later of him just not moving, staying in that spot. Right, and the thing with the huntsmans is you never see them move. They don't do webs. You just see them. They'll just be there, right? And the next time you look, they're in a different spot. And then you look again, they're in a different spot. You never see them move. That they leap and will grab a fly. And if I have one in the house, it'll be like it's like a pet for a while. I've had them for years, right? Never seen them move. This little dude, he was just moving, right? He was in a spot where he shouldn't have been, and he just kept moving. And they don't do that, right? So anyhow, for 2 days, it was like he was dead. And I'm like, alright, he's dead. At some point, I'm going to have to move him. Anyhow, I got him from work, and a friend was over, and she pointed to the husband up on the wall, and I'm like, oh, don't tell me. And I went and looked, and it was him. He was after 2 days of not moving in this spot where I was sure he was dead, he was fine, alright? He was up on the wall, but he was the same as how he is here. He would move, like when I would see, like while I'm looking at him. He was not phased, and I'd be like, it would sketch me out. I'd be like, oh, I'd get like the you know, I can't get the willies. I'll be like, stop moving, man, stop moving. Anyhow, about 3 weeks, I ended up being back here by myself for a while, which was quite good. And so for 3 weeks we're hanging out, and he was moving around and getting, I don't know, it's like I was noticing his body language, right? Sometimes he would flatten himself up against the wall, like super thin, you know, like as if he, you know, couldn't be seen, but obviously I could see him. He'd be like head height and things, and so I'd start to notice his body language, right? And so when he would move, I'd be like, "Oi, don't move, just stay still," and he would stay still. Anyhow, this went on for a few weeks, and the reason I'm putting this up is that the other night, so this, I don't know, about a month later, so this would be like the 20-something of May, he's come up and he tried to like walk into my room, like under my door, and I've got like a little thing that's, you know, like for the, you know, to stop drafts, right? And I saw him going under, so I shut my door. I was like, "No, man, you're not going in my room." And he walked away, right? And I sat in front looking at him, and I was like, just stop. He started walking towards him, but he wasn't walking like, this is the thing. I said, "All right, come towards me, and I'll put you, and I'll put you in this little container, and I'll put you outside," right? And he started walking towards me, but not walking like, this is the thing. He was walking like how do you describe it, as like a dog does when a dog's playing? These big, you know, the dog like gets down and what they do with their front legs, and they're playful. That's what this spider was doing. And he came towards me, and I was like, "Well, stop," because it was freaking me out. And I'm like, "Wait, stop, man, stop." And he stopped, and I'm like, "All right, no, don't come towards me. Go, take a right. Go that way." And he started coming towards me like as if he was showing me with his body language that we were cool. Like if I had been cooler about it and not so responsive, it's like I could have just been able to like pick him up. But instead, I was sort of sketching, and he went over to this box, and I was like, and I got a container, and I put him in the container, and he seemed a bit shocked about that, and then I put him outside. And then within 6 hours, 12 hours, I was missing him. I was like, "Where is he? Has he come back in?" And I was feeling guilty that I put him outside, because this is the thing. I think a bond had built up with with the little dude, and part of what I'm thinking now is that maybe an orb sits on them as well, and that you almost control them, and that, or it's just the bond because he knows I didn't kill him, and this is a big ramble fest that I'm probably not going to put on him. But what I'm documenting is they never moved, and he was fine. He literally came towards me in a playful way, and that might be hard to conceptualize, but no, he was showing me. So I've seen he wasn't scurrying towards me. He was coming like sort of slow, and he was going doop, 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 with these like, he was doing this big playful walk to show me that it was chill. And then I felt like an arsehole that I put him in the container and I put him out in the backyard. Yeah, and I kind of had been hoping he was going to find his way back in, but he doesn't seem to, and this was a week ago. And I also wanted to have a look at the orbs here. That's the other reason I've redone this footage. But yeah, point is, he never died. He seemed like he did. Then he was like a little mate, and I feel like we had a bond, and that my fear overtook the mutual respect and love that we had for one another, and I freaked out, as in, like, you know, I was too like, and so I put him in a container, I put him outside, and I'm just documenting the fact that I reckon he was walking like a dog. I reckon we had a little bond, and I feel like I've let him down. And yeah, I don't know if I'll put this up. Alright, thanks.
We got loving, babe. We've got loving. What? Loving. Can't hold back loving. That's all I've got to give, loving. See that can't hold back loving. That's all I've got to give, loving. Yeah, got what you got, yeah. Loving. That's all I've got to give, loving. Said I can't hold back, loving. That's all I've got to give, loving. yeah, yeah.